Greetings, welcome to Business Chronicles, another episode. My name is Solomon Tumwesigye and I'm your host for Business Chronicles here at Studio 84. Studio 84 is a podcast space, studio set up to facilitate individuals, organizations tell their stories and along the way position themselves as authorities at what they do, because here at Studio 84 we believe that everyone is an authority at something and has a story to tell worth sharing. How it works is you hit us up on the contact below and we engage on whatever stage of podcast production journey you're on, whether you're just conceptualizing or you're along the way, you just need equipment or setup or advice. We are your go-to guys. I have to ask you to subscribe and hit the bell button so you're the first one to know when the next episode comes out here of Business Chronicles, because I know that you're learning something. That is it. My name is Solomon once again, and today I'm honored to host an interesting gentleman, especially interesting because we share a first name and have known for maybe 2 years or something, maybe just over a year. An interesting young man. I like it lately when I meet someone and I say young man. Solomon Kalule. Please introduce yourself, how you like to be known, and to our viewers and guests.
Okay, thank you, Solomon.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure being here at Studio 84.
You're welcome.
You know, I've been seeing you hosting different kinds of people in different industry. And I know I think I should also be hosted by
Thank you.
a namesake Solo.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure being here.
Pleasure hosting.
My name is Solomon Kalule.
Yeah.
I happen to be the CEO and Managing Director of KASO Logistics Limited.
Yes.
It's a reliable logistics service provider and supply chain solutions.
Yeah.
So we help businesses to move cargo, transport both imports and exports.
Yeah.
We move imports across different countries. Those are the goods that come into the country, and exports to different destinations across the world.
Yes.
It's a pleasure having me and being here at Studio 84.
Wow. Solomon, very good to have you. I will dive straight into it. First of all, I don't have any questions to ask about your business name. I assume that KASO is Kalule Solomon. So there we are not overthinking it. Solomon, of all possible names in the world, why would you want to? Would the alternative have been Kalule and Sons? Are you that vain, Solomon, that your business name has to be your name initials? Let's first get that out of the way.
Okay, great. By the way, I named my business KASO as, those are initials of my names.
Yes.
Kalule and Solomon.
Yes.
I had a dream for this business, and my ambition was to make a business that's going to live for generations.
Yes.
And if I'm to give you a brief, even my children,
I
give
children?
them names that are related to KASO. Their initials are related to KASO. So as I was venturing to this journey of entrepreneurship, I wanted to make a business that's going to live beyond me.
Yeah.
The way you hear McDonald's,
Yes.
those are businesses that you feel you're entitled to the business through the ups and downs, through where the ups, the lows, you feel like you need to grow and you need to promote the business.
Yeah.
You know, a business that is part of you.
Yes.
If you fail, it is you who's failing.
Exactly.
So I wanted to go through all the ups and downs of the business so that I can promote it. So that's the brief about why I named
the
it
business
KASO.
name. And honestly, what I always ask myself why people name their businesses after their own names. What I get now as you are speaking, I was like, hold on. It's actually a way of attaching yourself to the business. Like, it's a form of commitment. Like, you wouldn't let a business named after you deliver a bad service. You wouldn't let a business named after you fail. So I kind of get where you're coming from. Solomon, why logistics?
Thank you, Solomon. It's a very interesting question. Why logistics?
Yes, I mean,
By the
there's
way,
so much stuff to do. Like I said, you're a young man. I mean, young people these days have all sorts of businesses. But you decide to go old school. I mean, logistics business has been here for.
most of the people think I'm a planned kid. They think I'm running a business that was there even before me. Maybe I'm running a family business. But why logistics? If it's a very deep story.
Yeah,
I entered the logistics industry when I had just finished A level.
yeah,
You know, you finalize high school, you're waiting what is next.
yeah.
Uh, when I finalized high school, you know, these pujabs and jabs.
Yes,
You fill the jabs. I was
job
given
forms.
job forms. I
Yes.
was given education
I can imagine you as a teacher.
in a district in Nira
Wow.
to travel and do education. So I remember talking to my mother that I don't see myself being a teacher.
Yeah.
It is now that I've grown in life that I've come to realize that it is a very nice skill being a teacher.
Full circle to teaching.
It's a full circle. So when I've done entrepreneurship, that's where you believe you need the skills of teaching, because every day is a, you know, I was at a conversion, and someone said, in that class, the most person that learns a lot is the teacher,
Yeah.
because they research the topic and come and teach students. And this journey of entrepreneurship, sometimes you hire people and you need to teach them to make sure they blend and become what you really want.
Yeah.
But by that time, you couldn't tell me
know,
that I
I
can
know.
be and become a teacher.
Yeah.
So I told my mom, no, I've grown up and I wanted to pursue international business. She told me the government is paying for you. I'm getting relieved
Yes,
from paying for your tuition and like paying school fees for you. I don't learn no matter what. I don't see
I'm
myself
not doing
being a teacher.
education. Yeah.
So it is that moment I realized what is next.
Yeah.
So I had a friend, a very close friend who was in logistics, was in clearing and forwarding. I call him out. You know, I'm now home. I think in the community where I am, I feel I've exhausted it.
Yeah.
What is next? Do you have an opportunity? He told me the opportunities here require you when you know what you're doing and when you have a skill.
Yeah.
I told him, how will I get to know? How will I learn if I'm not there? You know, if you want to learn like being a doctor, you have to go in the hospital.
Yes.
I told him, I would like to come and get to learn. He told me, I'll get back to you. Time passed. He didn't get back to me. I had to call. You told me you were going to get back to me. What next? He told me, there is no place right now, but what I can do, you can come and be my personal assistant.
Yes.
And learn what the logistics part of it.
Yep.
So I was, when I came to enter into the industry, I was an employee to an employee who was an employee in an organization. So when I came into the industry, I started in Nakawa. They had a clearing and forwarding company. When I came, I was doing part of his assignments. So it means he got relieved and I was the one doing the donkey work.
Yeah.
So that's being in the ICDs, sending you here and there, going the ICDs, going to these Ministry Department agencies, that is URA,
Yeah.
UNBS, to execute the processes.
Was he paying you?
Guess what? When we work and he feels he has some money, that's when he pays.
Yeah.
But to me, money wasn't the most important thing.
No.
The most important was to learn
Yeah.
what is the industry all about.
Yeah.
And I think that I used that opportunity to get to know the practical skills in the industry.
Yeah.
From there, I grew up a very humble guy and a very disciplined guy. My mother used to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't think if she can see this, you can edit it. But anyway, I'm kidding. But
So let me tell you something. Recently, I was telling friends that I can't believe that we have become our parents. Like, you discipline your children now, and you step back like, have I become this person?
By the way, it is now that I know she was doing me a very important job. That's how
Exactly
I've
my point, Solomon.
that's how I've
Yes.
transformed, and that's
Yes.
how I've become who I am. And I want to thank her for making me and disciplining me to the right person the community can adopt.
Mommy, if you're watching this, remember where you had it first, that Solomon thanked you for all the discipline that you imparted in him.
So from there, I was someone who was clever. When I was into like a volunteering role, I used to get my side gigs. I learned the practical bit of it, but I used to get my side gigs. But in a way of avoiding conflict of interest,
Yeah.
and I knew people in the industry, I used to do my gigs with different companies.
Yeah.
So that's how I used to now to start earning something out
Yeah.
of the industry. Then I was hired. Again, I used to do my own business as I do the company business.
Yeah.
So the turning point was in 2019, where I decided now it is time to go solo and to discover my venture into entrepreneurship. That's how I opened KASO Logistics.
KASO Logistics.
I was so determined that I opened two companies,
Hey.
KASO Logistics and KASO Tours and Travel. So I had the passion in tours, but I also fulfill my profession in the field that I've come in. So I did gigs in tours and travel, but tours and travel sometimes it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
You have to be there. You have to move with people. I discovered
guests to
I
give
was the
them-
guests to give them experience. I discovered I was sacrificing the time that I would have employed in logistics into tours. So I had to first pause tours and travel so that I can pursue my
focus on the
career
logistics.
in the logistics.
Yeah.
So 2019, I opened up KASO. Started with a humble beginning.
Yeah.
I had the experience, I had the vision, but you're starting out undetermined. So I started in a shared renting space with a colleague. And from there, 2020 is when I opened my first office as a solo KASO Logistics.
Yeah.
We started from Akamwesi in a very simple space with my three guys. The operations, I'm everywhere. I'm the human resource, I'm the accountant. Until 2022 is when we progressed and got another bigger space where we are up to now here in Bugolobi.
Wow.
So KASO Logistics is located in Bugolobi. That's our Kampala office. We have Entebbe office. We have Malaba and Mutukula to handle border clearance.
Yeah.
We have Mombasa and Dar es Salaam.
Basically the major ports in the region.
Major ports in the region, we are there. So that's how I entered into the industry, and it has been a very interesting journey.
I will get to the interesting journey, Solomon. But for me, honestly, what I pick from your long journey shortened is that at a very young age, you looked out for yourself and seeked out a friend who was in business. You knew you wanted to be a business, you knew what you want, but also the persistence to make a phone call, they don't get back to you, then you follow up. I mean, I can think of many times of many entrepreneurs who are either shy or hesitant to follow up and say, man, you promised me something, what's going on? But most importantly, Solomon, is that you volunteered to learn. I had this conversation with a guest who was here before you, Jackie, and she talked about the same thing, how she volunteered to learn her events organizing business. Like, I can't emphasize the need for people who are starting out to volunteer just to learn, because everyone wants to give you work when you know what you're doing. But how will you learn and know what you're doing when you don't expose yourself and give yourself to do the work and learn? I mean, the hunger to learn, to get the practical skills and the humble beginnings of your business. So, Solomon, how has it been? I mean, by the time you opened your shared office, you had your first clients as side jobs while you are still employed. But as now KASO Logistics, I mean, it's almost a whole different ball game. When it's your own organization, you have to pay city authority licenses. You have to deal with URA on a daily basis. So maybe that was not an issue. How was it?
Anyway, it was
When you know you have bills to pay, you have rent to pay. I mean, those responsibilities, it's a different thing when it's a side gig and different when it's your own business.
Yeah, sure. It was a tough moment as a startup.
Yeah.
You know, I keep saying this. In Uganda, we believe the government is not so promoting startups.
Yeah.
And someone was doing a joke. He told me, when you're starting a business in Uganda, it's like a football match. You're starting 3-0.
You're already 3-0.
You're already 3-0.
But Solomon, when you think about it, well, I don't know what this government promotes, but let's not go there. It's a new Uganda.
So it's already like 3-0. You have rent, you have operations, you have to pay taxes, you have to start from. By the time you catch up to get a draw, you're already exhausted. And that's why startups in Uganda die like 3 years.
Yeah.
It is a trend that is coming.
They fail to recover
They
from
fail to
three
recover
goals
from
down.
the 3 goals down.
Yeah.
From the what is there?
The odds are already against you.
They're already against you. But starting up, you know, I started from a humble beginning.
Yeah.
But it was my strength.
Yeah.
You know, when you start from nothing, everything that happens to you, you
Is a
see
blessing.
it as a blessing.
Yeah.
Starting up the company, I didn't have capital as such, but I had the experience.
Yeah.
And I had the vision, and I visualized where I want Kasologists to be. Before starting up, I saw this company going regional, going Africa, and going worldwide.
Yeah.
So amidst the resilience from rent, from employment, my goal was where I want this brand to really be. It was a tough challenge. I wouldn't say it was just a mere walkover. But as someone who was determined, I made sure I cover each and everything amidst the tough challenges.
Yeah.
You know, you reach an extent where you have not paid yourself for more than 6 months.
Wow.
But you have to make sure these people who are with you for 30 days, these employees, they have to receive money. And sometimes you have not structured the business. You're everywhere. You cannot determine how much I'm receiving. You can't determine the profit and loss. Whatever is in the business, you feel it is money for the business. So that journey, that phase before you scale and make structures in the business, it's a tough one. But as you're starting, you learn a lot of things. That's what impacts you, and you feel you can't let yourself down. Especially and by the moment I made the company name KASO,
that has come into that, especially when the business is named after you.
It's a brand you have to promote, and every time you feel like you're going down, you feel it is me going down. You have to rise.
Solomon, I need you to you mentioned something that sometimes you feel like you've not paid yourself for 6 months, but you have to pay your staff and the people who provide the service to you. And it kind of reminds me of how sometimes on this journey you can feel like everyone around me is benefiting from this business but me.
Exactly.
But then you have to go on and figure it out. But for me, what I need you to speak into at this point is capital. You say that you didn't have a lot of startup capital. I figure you mean cash money to start the business with, but you had experience. Now, many people talk about that, and the world out there will judge them as motivational speakers. I started this 100,000 birds farm with a feather. Talk about the importance or how practical it is that that capital in form of experience and knowledge and networks, all other forms of capital are more important than financial capital, so to say.
Yeah, by the way, I've now been in the industry for now close to 10 years, and I've run this business for now 6 years. It's now that I've realized that cash and hand capital is the last thing you need for the business.
Please explain.
Cash at hand. And I keep telling people, young people, you don't need capital to start.
Even you have young people to tell.
That's why you have young people, you're still young. So I tell young people and people who feel they want to discover themselves, they want to create enterprises, they want to discover their purpose in life. I tell them the most important thing is the dream.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be? The most important thing is to realize yourself. Why did God create me? What purpose did I come to fulfill? You know, capital comes as the last bit of it.
Yeah.
As I was starting, I saw logistics enterprises. You know, I'm in the industry that is having billionaires in US dollars.
That's true.
This is industry that is dominated by multinationals
Yes.
in the game.
Yes.
So competing with them, you have to be smart.
It's an uphill task, yes.
It is a very big task. So it means when you want to use capital to compete,
You don't stand a chance.
You don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
I came with the experience and where I want to be.
Mm.
So I tell young people, the most important thing you need in the business is a customer and a product or a service. That's the most important thing. So if you validate the two, that Solo can buy from me, Solo can consume from the from my service. I can deliver the service as Solo expects me to deliver.
Yes.
It is the most important thing. Then capital comes at the bit of it. I have an investor I was discussing with. I travel a lot for conventions in the industry so that I can get the knowledge and network properly. I have an investor I was discussing with, is from Middle East. He told me for me to invest in a starting venture or to invest in someone who has an idea, they have to prove to me that they have ever started something and it failed. And it was...
What? Okay.
They have to prove to me that they have ever started something and it failed. There I have the confidence to invest in them. So to young people who are starting, I wouldn't tell you go and risk your money as capital to start something. First validate. That's where you get the experience. That's where I had to go to volunteer in an organization where I'm not paid anything. But I knew where I come from. I knew where I want to go. I had the faith.
The dream.
The dream.
Solomon, listen. I know that when you're starting out in any venture, especially a venture you don't have experience in, failure along the way in any form is more or less guaranteed. Now, my belief is that when you're starting, the importance of starting small is so that when failure comes, you fail small.
Exactly.
Because when you go in big, then you fail big and you may not recover. Solomon, I say our time is almost fast spent. If you are, I see you do a lot of partnerships in your industry. I mean, we have a mutual friend in the same industry that does what you do. How big is this spirit of partnerships in your business?
Yeah, sure. By the way, in our business, if you cannot partner, you cannot manage.
Yeah.
Because we deal international trade, we deal with imports and exports to different countries. Our business is more so of partnership.
Yeah.
Because you receive an inquiry for cargo that is coming from Egypt, you receive an inquiry for cargo coming from Russia. But as a company, you cannot be everywhere. As KASO Logistics, we discovered that partnerships is the most important thing, and it's the way to go. So we have joined most of the associations. These associations, some and most of them are companies that do what we do, but they're in different countries.
Yes.
So they become our representative and our partners, and we become their partners in this country. And sometimes when we travel for an annual general meetings, we meet for convention. That's where you go ahead and make real strong partnerships and maybe doing joint ventures so that you can merge the companies and see how you can execute properly. So as a business owner, partnership is the way to go. Yeah. If you really want to go far,
you have to go.
You have to go with people.
Listen, Solomon, I mean, before we close, I ask you my last question. I need you to tell me, this just came to mind. What are, like, one of the most interesting clients that you have ever had? It can be positive, can be negative. No need to mention names, just because I can imagine the business you're in.
For my business, the way I blended and started this business, it was more fulfilling my purpose as a person. of course, money comes,
Aha.
but it was more of fulfilling the purpose and what impact did you bring to the industry.
Yeah.
And for me, when you visit me, most of my employees are young people. So these are people that I train,
Yes.
and I make sure that I get innovative solutions from them. So one of my interesting clients is when I was starting up, I had one client that believed in me,
Yes.
and he told me, Solomon, you'll be my logistics partner. So we started this client with, the client was importing just groupage cargo. These are people where you consolidate cargo with different others, then you
But
import at
shipping
once.
people like to use hard words. Where you share a container, you're like 10 people sharing this container.
Yeah, sure. When I go into terms, I'll be. So we happened to start with this client as one of the people that believed in us.
Yeah.
But the interesting bit of it, we are now working on the client for multiple shipments. He's now importing full containers.
Wow.
Each and every. As we clear this one, he's loading, he's sourcing. So he has grown because of us.
Wow.
And he counts us in his story as people who have made sure that he grows.
Wow.
But the interesting part of it, when I joined this industry, I decided, how can I create impact?
Yes.
So I formed another company. It's called Global Youth in Logistics Africa. It's a social enterprise.
Yes.
And I formed it to make young people appreciate the industry. You know, when you go to high school, maybe institutions, there is a research I did. And when you ask like a group of young people, how many, you can ask 10 students, how many of you want to be logisticians? They will tell you they have never heard of such a profession.
Wow.
So people are coming into the space, they are going to procurement, they are going to supply chain. And when they come after university, they think they're in logistics. Yet it is something different. So I looked into it and I saw, for me, I believe, I was discussing with my mentor and he told me, Solomon, if you really, your enterprise succeed, if you really get a lot of money, how will you benefit people? Solo, if you have a lot of money and I don't benefit anything from you, your money doesn't make sense.
Yes.
You get.
Yeah.
So he told me, what benefit will you bring to society? How are you impacting? So I formed this company as a way of giving back, as a way of creating impact into young people, to mentor, to train, to empower. It is going to be a logistics academy to provide practical skills and to promote people, to provide innovative logistics solutions. So it's a platform for young people to innovate. One of my goals is to create a community of young people.
Yes. Has it taken off?
It has already taken off, and I saw it already delivering results. That's when I started. I'm someone who wears many, many hats.
I know. Hold on. On that point, if someone wants to reach out and benefit from that, maybe it's a young person who's interested in logistics, or a parent who thinks their child could benefit from your wisdom and experience, how do they reach you?
No, we have a website for it. You can reach out. There are contacts you can call.
Yeah.
Or it is not part of KASO Logistics, an independent one.
Yeah.
But we are planning to make an online portal where you can go get certified.
Yeah.
And we place you. We are going to work with partners and organizations where you can offer you practical skilling and place you into an organization.
I like it.
So we shall be an organization that need qualified people into logistics.
Age limit, age bracket.
It's for young people between 18 to 35.
Okay.
It is promoted for young people. So any young person there, if you feel you want to enter into the industry, if you feel you want to come into logistics, an opportunity to reach out to us, and we onboard you.
Okay.
Yes, please. What's
the website, a phone number, or something we can share in the description below?
So the website is www.gailaafrica.org.
Spell Gaila.
G-Y-L-A. L-A. Africa.
GailaAfrica.org.
Yeah, so they can reach out to the website. Everything is there.
Okay.
So that we can see how we can create another industry of leaders that are going to take on this after we
are long gone.
we are
I mean,
gone.
you know what they say. I mean, the success is A tree does not produce fruit for itself.
Exactly.
The tree produces fruit for others, not even other trees, incidentally,
Exactly.
for others to benefit. No tree produces fruit for itself. The tree, gets its nutrients and all from the soil, produces fruit for others to benefit from, animals and all that stuff. Solomon, my mind goes back to your Asian business person. Have you failed?
Anyway, Solo, thank you for that question. But I'm someone who believes
Yes.
in life. You know, the Bible says, as a man thinks,
So is he in his heart. So is he.
exactly. So I've failed in life. Even
Yes.
when I told you I started a venture tours and travel,
Yeah.
but I had to stop it. But I'm not a failure. They are two different things. So
That is a very, very important distinction to make.
exactly.
Failing is one thing, being a failure is another.
Is another thing. I've
Do
failed
tell.
to admit that I'm a failure in life. I've tried a lot of things as someone who is open-minded, who's looking out, how can I change my life, how can I change my community, and how can I change and create impact even if I'm not there. So I've started a lot of ventures, and my logistics company is an innovative logistics company.
Yeah.
So we create certain things, we validate them, and sometimes we validate and we feel this one may not really necessarily work out, then we work other things. So failure is part of the journey to success, and I could say if you've never failed, you've not really succeeded in life.
Then you're not worth being invested in.
No one can invest.
To use your friend's words. Solomon, is there anything you feel we should have touched on in this conversation that we probably have not touched on? Like in your language, the Kalule language, they say akatalekeka.
Yeah, sure, akatalekeka in our language. I would like to thank you for hosting me today.
You're welcome.
And for this podcast, I'd like to, right now, I feel my purpose is going to young people.
Yeah.
I want to see how we can create a new generation of young leaders who are going to appreciate entrepreneurship, who are going to appreciate business.
Yes.
And I call upon young people. This is a digital world.
Yes, it is.
But how are you using the digital space?
Yes.
You know, back in the days, like 200 years, people thought airplane, nothing can fly.
Yeah.
Airplanes cannot fly. But right now
It's
we can do conversations in first class.
Yeah.
We can watch TV in first class. So my purpose now is to young people. And I would like to use Business Chronicles to say I've created a platform for young people where we are going to be providing forms of training, forms of leadership, mindset change. We are going to be speaking to people. We are going to be sharing stories, real life stories.
Yeah.
And this is the years I'm in to share so that you don't feel like I'm motivating you.
Yes.
Now I'm telling you in real time
Yes.
that life is possible. You can start from a very humble background and really make it into life.
Definitely.
And you really become a very successful person in life.
Wow.
So akatalekeka, it is that young people, let's embrace stories like these Business Chronicles.
Yeah.
As you use the TikTok scroll around, take time to listen to these stories. You never know, this might be your source of hope and your source of transformation.
Thank you, Solomon. I can't wait to share the clip where you say financial capital is not very important. I can't wait for the comments in that clip.
And everyone who watches
The internet world is going to eat you.
if they comment, let's comment, share, and like. And
Yeah.
when the internet is, I'll come for part to explain and to validate that.
You know about young people. They will tell you you're saying that because you already have the financial capital. Solomon, thank you very much. It was a pleasure hosting you. Viewers and listeners, I'm Solomon Tumwesigye, Solomon Kalule here today. Please subscribe, hit the notification button before you leave, and be the first one to know when the next episode comes up. I can't wait to see who that will be, even myself. Until the next episode of Business Chronicles, I'll see you then.